What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for jumping into this video today. My name is Danny Coldblood, aka My Music Video, and I have an Easter egg video for you today on this game called Bless Unleashed. Now, you might not even know what this game is, but it doesn't matter, because this Easter egg definitely will apply to you, because I'm sure you all have heard of this man named Bear Grylls, the survivalist. And if you haven't, well, then I don't know what to say about it, but listen. Most of the world might get a gist of what I'm talking about here. So I've been playing this game. You guys might have noticed that I streamed it the other day, and inside this game I just found a man named Wolf Grylls. Now I know the last name Grylls isn't spelled correctly if you want to compare it to Bear Grylls, but I mean Bear Grylls, you know, bear is an animal and wolf is an animal. Wolf Grylls, Bear Grylls. Listen, I'm not, reaching for straws. You might think so. I even might have thought so for a second before I gave it a chance. Because as soon as you start talking to this guy and see what he wants, well, he wants to give you some quests. But look at the dialogue. There is no refuting that this is a direct Easter egg to Bear Grylls himself, and it is definitely a freaking funny one indeed. Before I forget, let's go ahead and show everyone on the map where you can go ahead and see Mr. Grylls himself. As you can see, I don't have the whole map opened up yet, but you can go ahead and, teleport yourself right to this location. And he is right next to that teleport spot. And don't worry if you don't have it unlocked yet, this area, you'll get there as you level up. I'm only level 15 or so you'll get there if you're lower than that. So, check out the dialogue that is between you and Mr. Grylls here when you actually initiate a conversation. So he starts off by saying, "Ah, this is the life, isn't it? Really getting back to nature." And you can answer in different ways, and then he says, "Wait a minute. I'm sorry, don't you recognize me?" And your character says, "Should I?" That's the only response that you can have is, "Should I?" And then he goes ahead to say, "Oh dear, where are my manners? I'm Wolf Grylls, a world-famous survival expert. I venture through extreme environments and write survival guides to entertain the public. Right now, I'm traveling across the harsh Benol wastes to gather materials for my latest book." And the only response that you have is, "Sounds interesting." Then he goes ahead and says, "It is. Living off the land, just you and the elements, really testing what you're made of, pitting your mind and body against the wilderness itself. It's exhilarating. There's just one small problem." And you say, "Oh?" And then he goes ahead to tell you, he says, "As I mentioned in my books several times, access to protein is critical in a survival situation. Without it, you quickly find yourself too weak to travel, find shelter, or gather food and water, which is why until recently I'd been using the wild gazelles in this area as my primary food source." So now he goes ahead and says that it turns out that the dry sand goblins aren't very fond of nature enthusiasts roaming around their land. They've been attacking me every time I venture out to hunt. It's like they have no respect for my work. Could you hunt a few gazelles and bring me their meat? I'm getting pretty tired of eating bugs for dinner. Now, right there. If there's anything that is securing this being a Bear Grylls Easter egg, it was the eating the bugs for dinner. I mean, there was a lot of other clues, and there's going to be some more I'm going to show you, but right there, man. Come on. Eating bugs for dinner? I mean, who else do you know that does that? Famous or not? I don't really know anybody. If I were to think of somebody, I would think of Bear Grylls. Here's why.
This one has been living in there a very, very long time. I'm not going to need to eat for a week after this one.
If I just spoiled your lunch or dinner or some kind of feast, I'm sorry. I could have gave you a disclaimer, but it would have ruined the surprise, so don't hate me too much. Anyway, there's still more fun to be had, so don't go anywhere. We have another mission that he gives us as well. So let's go ahead and grab that. Grab that. Hey, at least it can't get worse, right? Well, can it? Anyway, that one was called Survival Expert. The next mission that he wants us to do, he starts off by saying that the more that he thinks about it, the more that he gets angry. He says, I, the king of survival, Wolf Grylls, have failed to obtain a proper meal because of some lowly goblins. Don't they know who I am? Haven't they read any of my books? You respond by saying, I'm not sure that they're big readers. And then he says, this simply won't do. I can't let these primitives impugn my honor like this. I am Wolf Grylls. I fought 3 bears. There's a huge clue right there. I fought 3 bears, Bear Grylls. Anyway, bears, single-handed. I've summited Mount Death. I will pay you quite a lot of money to go beat up those goblins for me, is what I'll do. What do you say? And then you say, sounds good to me, dude. You go ahead and you smack some goblin ass cheeks. So you just gotta go right around the corner for that. As you can see, it's not far away at all. So we go ahead and venture over there, and just in case, you know, I'll be a nice guy since I, you know, made you watch that nasty bug bite. Ha, get it? Bug bite. Anyway, when you go and do this, be careful because these guys are a little tougher than they actually look. But not only because of that, the area has big giant like man dudes just walking around aimlessly, and sometimes they get pretty close. Like this is where you're supposed to be fighting, as you can see. You know, but look over there. You got that big dude with a giant club, and that dude doesn't mess around. If you don't want to take my word on it, check this clip out of me trying to see if I can handle him. It didn't go in my favor as planned. Whack. And that's not the kind of whack that I enjoy on a daily basis. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. Bear Grylls. I mean, I guess it is a disgusting topic because he's a sick man. But anyway, when you go ahead and cash in the quest for completing it, this is what he says. Wolf Grylls survives another day, using nothing but his wits and a passing stranger. Thanks for your help, friend. If only all wilderness survival techniques were this easy. Seriously, you wouldn't believe the things I've done to stay properly hydrated out there.
But Maro was smart. He drank while he was still relatively hydrated. And horrible though it was, it helped keep him alive. It's about digging deep, doing the unimaginable.
That guy must have been a really neglected child to be like experimenting with all these wonderful foods in life, because who the hell does that stuff? Anyway, we go ahead and we see him say, ha! We sure showed them, stupid goblins, thinking they own the place just because they live here. That'll teach them to pick on a world-famous author adventurer, right? Thank you, friend. When my next book comes out, I'll be sure to mention you as my assistant. Well, isn't that nice? And that second mission was called Wounded Pride. So there you go. As you can see, Bear Grylls, or Wolf Grylls, is in the game as an Easter egg. So that's pretty cool. This game is really rad. I'm probably going to be doing a review on it, so definitely stay tuned to the channel. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Did you like this Easter egg? Even if you don't play the game, let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. I'll see you in the next one. If you do play the game, actually, and you want to hook up with me, feel free to hit me up. My name is Music Vidiot on Bless Unleashed, just like it is here on the channel. So go ahead and do that. Join the clan as well, or the guild. Whoa. Yeah, that's nasty. I'm getting the hell out of here. Take it easy, guys. Until next time. Peace.